Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Anahil Remote Job Wali and I'm thrilled to be here today to conduct this interview. I am based in Pakistan and our guest for today is a remarkable individual who has made significant contribute in the field of meditation and manifestation. So we welcome our guest and our guest is Jekyll Bon King. So we welcome our guest and get to know more about our guest life journey. So welcome. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you. So please introduce yourself for my viewers.
Good, thank you very much. It's very nice to be here. Thank you for the invite. So my name is Rachel Bonking. I'm calling in from Portugal. This is where I live. Used to live in Morocco before and Dubai as well, but now I'm in Portugal. So in a past life, let's say I was an operational director of a medical market research company. Did that for several years, loved it. And at some point thinking there must be something different that I can do, perhaps something more fulfilling for other people. So I started organizing yoga and meditation retreats all around the world. And then at the same time starting to build a coaching business, so both remote and live with people. So, and then for corporate, because that link always stays, I'm still doing workshops with companies to help them deal with anything related to stress management. So that is a big thing. Lots of people are very stressed. So that is what I do.
All right, great. Thanks so much for your introduction. So my first question is on your screen. Can you describe your experience in teaching, meditation, and coaching, both remotely and in live settings? What do you do to these practices?
There is a very big difference, of course, remotely and live. So I think mostly it has to do, in my case, with the pandemic and how we responded to that. So before it was mostly live, and then during the COVID times, I wanted to do something for people. So, for example, the meditation is something that I can teach online. So it's also something that I do 30-day meditation challenges. And then you have people gathering on Zoom, 30, 40, 60 people. And we come together for 1/2 an hour of teaching. And before, let's say 3 years ago, I would say it's not possible to build a community because you have to see each other and you have to like feel the energy and see people's expressions. But actually, it's not true. The community feel that we have online is very similar and to what you have in live settings. And also for the coaching, sometimes it is even more efficient because you're one-on-one and there's no escape. And when people really set the time apart and really, okay, put the phone away and we really focus for an hour and a half, it can be more efficient than when you do it live. And of course, there's no costs of or time loss of going anywhere. So in short, it is, for me, it turns out to be better. I think you froze for a minute, but the key difference is I've noticed between teaching meditation remotely and in person. How do we adapt? There's less interaction, let's say, when we do it remotely. So in a group setting, there would be more room, let's say, to ask people's opinions and who is completely new to meditation. In a group setting online, it is more of a, okay, hands up or a digital count. So using all these little tools that we have in from Google Meet to Teams to Zoom, these tools, they they become better every day almost. So then we can really have a little bit of that interaction back, but also you can have much bigger groups for me. So for me to teach 60, 70 people, 80 people, or 100, it's a lot all by myself, especially for yoga, because to correct people and to see what everybody is doing is difficult. When it's online, it is easier, especially for meditation, to teach one to many, many, many. So we have to adapt our approach a little bit, probably in explaining more online. So because you can't really see, you have the black screens, of course, people who don't show their face. So then I don't know if they understand what I'm saying or not. While in real life, you have more of the view of, okay, everybody's here. Well, with also corporate presentations, a lot of black screens, like, okay, are people still working? Are they listening or not? We can check with those tools, but we're not always sure. So that is a big difference. There's many. I can't hear you, but I can read the question. Can you share a memorable success story or transformation that a student or client experienced through your coaching and meditation teachings? There's many. There's many, of course. I think I can remember a couple of people. I get a lot of yoga teachers, meditation teachers who I coach, and they have a little bit of the imposter syndrome, let's say. And it is, okay, who am I to start teaching, and who am I to start using all these tools online? So I'm afraid to go on TikTok, for example. I'm afraid to go on YouTube because there's always people who are better than me, or younger than me, or more flexible than me, or more experienced than me. So what if I go out there and I get negative feedback and people will criticize me? So I know quite a few teachers that I've guided into, okay, there's nobody like you who's out there. We're all very unique. And every teacher will find the students that they need. Every coach will find the clients that they need. So to bring in just enough confidence for them to start experimenting with whatever it is that they have. I'm not saying that everybody should go out and use social media, but nowadays it is a very good tool, and it is there. And also these tools become more and more easy to use. So I can only encourage people to use what is there. So quite a few people I assist in just having more confidence in doing what it is that you like doing. And that is the best recipe, I think. Doing what it is that you really like doing and getting paid for it. How do you stay connected with your remote students or clients to ensure they receive the support they need even from a distance? So different approaches. So for example, with the meditation challenges, I do meditation gazettes. So I contact them via email and check in with them. There's all kinds of surveys that they can do, newsletters. So really to keep that contact, and also the private chats in all those tools, of course. With the coaching clients, it is mostly WhatsApp, and again, using all the technology that is out there to keep in touch with people. Keeping my own sanity, as in when I respond, but that is also something that I teach people. It's like, okay, be very strict with your own free time as well. So using all the digital tools that we have. What techniques or strategies do you find most effective when guiding individuals through meditation, especially in a remote context? Let me see. Nowadays, it is still a technique that, I mean, the breathing technique, coming back to the breathing, we always have the breathing with us. Sometimes some people say, but observing the breath is a bit boring because it's like, have seen one breath, have seen all the breaths. At the same time, the breath can be incredibly fascinating because not two breaths are the same. So teaching people how to breathe correctly and just having some techniques of like, how can I calm myself down? That is always a very effective strategy for people to calm down. So even in a remote context, I would definitely go for the breathing techniques. Those are easy to teach and easy to apply as well. In the realm of coaching, what specific areas or challenges do you often help your clients with, and how do you tailor your approach to their unique needs? Again, it seems like I'm coming back to the same point, but a lot has to do with self-confidence and overcoming the idea that other people have an opinion about you and that's so bad. I've written a book, it's called Flex Your Mind, but for forever I wanted the title to be Just Be You, because in a lot of my coachings, this is the main message that I'm giving. Just be you, your authentic you. And this is the best thing that you can offer to other people. So a lot of people struggle again with this. What if people don't like what I teach, or I'm not good enough? Well, if you're not good enough yet, then some people, I think a couple of weeks ago, I had someone who said, yeah, I made a video and it didn't get any likes. Oops. Let's see. You're still there? I'm still here. Yes, we're still here. So a couple of weeks ago, I had someone who said, I made a video and nobody liked it, and I don't know if it's any good. I said, is this your first video that you made? Yes. So then my response is, make 100 and then we'll talk again. Because your first video is never your best one. Your first podcast is never a good one. It's just not good enough, but you can only practice and become better. So that's, I think, my first yoga class was probably terrible. My first meditation class, my first PowerPoint presentation was horrible. But you practice, 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 and that makes perfect. So that is definitely something. Practice and then do the work. A lot of people want to do manifesting and how to do it and visualizing it, but they forget to put in the work. I think that's crucial. How do you maintain a sense of community and connection among your students or clients, even when working remotely? So definitely in the meditation challenge, for example, you really have a very close group. And what I do to make the group even more better is to address this in the sessions that we have, also in corporate workshops. I really encourage people to then put on their screens a little bit so we can see each other and then do something together. So even if it is just looking at the names that are there, and for example, a compassion practice is something very nice to do. So then you just pick out one person. You have 40, 50 little screens or little names. You pick out one person that you probably don't know, maybe you do know, and then you just wish this person well. Have the intention of one day in the far future doing something with this person. We're going to send this person. So that way you can connect to other people. And it is in this way super interesting that I teach the meditation challenge. And then when I'm not teaching, these people have their own little group and they use my recordings to meditate every single day. So they continue even without me. So that is a very strong sense of community, of course. Can you discuss any tools or technologies you use to enhance the remote learning and coaching experience for your clients? I use a platform where they can use and see all the lessons that I give, all the recordings that I give when I do online teaching, online courses. They can see that. So that is on my website. That is just a platform like any other where you have online workshops. For the coaching, I keep it extremely simple. There is a booking and like a calendar, and there is Zoom. So I keep it really, really simple, not to distract people too much as well. So most people know Zoom, and that's what we use. Some people prefer Teams. Okay, that's it. So tools and technologies, not too much, I must say. Keeping it very simple. What do you believe are the most significant benefits of meditation, and how do you convey these benefits to your students or clients? Whoa, how many hours do we have if you want me to talk about the most significant benefits of meditation? One of the things that I think meditation can bring you is a sense of pause. So when we're doing our daily work, when we are working online, when we are working in an office, something happens and we automatically have the response that we need to respond immediately. So sometimes we feel attacked, and then we feel that we need to respond immediately. More meditation will make us more conscious of our actions, more conscious of our thoughts. So one thing that you really learn to do is to not react immediately. So, for example, the email comes in, you have steam coming out of your ears because you don't agree with this email, and you want to really say that this person is not right, or you want to defend yourself. With meditation, you get this sensation that you're like, okay, I can just take 2 breaths and calm down, pause. How do I continue to develop my own meditation and coaching skills to better serve my clients over time? Every year I do at least 2 silent meditation retreats. So where I am the student, and also in coaching, I continue to follow all kinds of courses every single year to keep developing myself. So I think that is absolutely crucial to continue studying, continue learning. I read, of course, all the books that I can find, but it is also a question of really getting into it and having your own coach to be coached. If you pretend to want to be a coach, then you need to have a coach. You need to know all sides. And I think if you're looking for a good coach, then one question would be, do you get coaching? Oh. Can I share some of the most pivotal moments or experiences in my life that have shaped who I am today? Just like that. Sure, yes. There were quite a few. I think one I had in the Wadi Rum Desert of Jordan. This is more or less where everything started for me. I was still in my operational director role, a very big ego, I thought it was very important. And all of a sudden, I think by just being there, it was a silent retreat. After 8 days of silence, I realized what that really means, a job title and a big salary and a big car and all of that. It's like I really started wondering, okay, what does it really mean when we take it out of perspective and take a look at that. And I went home with this thought, also not liking the person that I was becoming. So I quit immediately after that retreat. So that was one of the most interesting experiences, because at that moment that I quit, there was no fear whatsoever. I had no idea what I would do afterwards, but there was no fear whatsoever of what would come next. So I had full trust in the universe that it would be fine. So I think that was quite a big moment. Also, my moves from countries have been very, very based on feeling. So I truly go with trusting the universe and with feeling whatever comes up. It's like, okay, is this a good move to Morocco? Is this a good move to Portugal? Coming from Belgium, and yeah, if it feels right, go for it. What were my childhood dreams and aspirations, and how have they evolved over the years? Very interesting questions, I must say. Kudos on the questions. My childhood dreams, it struck me a while ago, and it has always been my aspiration to teach. So I can remember when I was like 8, 9 years old, we had to do, for a religious class, we had to do something. So present one of the religions there are in this world. And I chose Buddhism, and I had people meditating, and I had my little classmates focusing on their breath, because this is something that I picked up. I'm like, okay, Buddhism equals focusing on your breath, not knowing anything else. I was like 10 years old. But that really is a very good example that I think my true aspiration in life is to teach and to make people's lives a little bit lighter, if possible. So it has evolved, yes, and at the same time it hasn't evolved at all, because I'm still teaching. Can you describe a significant life event or decision that required you to step out of your comfort zone and take a leap of faith? Definitely, I think the quitting my job, for one. It was a very secure job. I had everything that I wanted, but it just didn't feel right anymore. And I thought there was something more in life than just working more, because my work was my life was my work. So not having that fear of whatever comes next, that was quite a significant event of doing that. Also, I think moving to Morocco as well, I didn't know one single soul over there. I just arrived looking for venues, and I had no idea what it is to live in an Arabic country, never dreamt about that, never having any clue, no connection. I thought in retrospect I did have some connections, but at the moment I'm like, what do I know about a Muslim culture or whatever? What am I thinking? I'm clearly not thinking. But it felt like home, and everything went very, very easy. The move was very easy. So that is stepping out of the comfort zone completely and having a sense of trust and fearlessness, which is, if you have the trust, it's easier to be fearless. With my wealth of experience and insights gained over the years, what advice would you offer to individuals striving to find their own path to happiness and personal fulfillment? We have about 50,000 thoughts per day. Some people a little bit more, some people a bit less. And then my question is very often, how many of those thoughts are non-violent? Non-violent towards yourself and others, but especially towards yourself. So becoming aware of your inner critic, who all day long says, bah, 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 you should have done this, you should have done that. What did you say here? What did you say there? You could have done this better. That went wrong. That went wrong. So trying to connect, let's say, with that inner critic, and the inner critic is very loud with a lot of people. It's the only thing we listen to, because then we have the inner critic talking all day already, and then you go to bed, you lie down, and it starts again. We press replay. Ah, I should have done this, I should have done that. So when you become aware of that, I think one thing that we can do is, if we see this inner critic as kind of a radio that's very loud, is every now and then realizing that we don't have to listen, and that not everything that we think is true. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, I'm so this, I'm this, I'm this. I'm not pretty, I'm not handsome, I'm not this, I should be more. It's like, wait a minute. Is if I keep thinking this, how not good enough I am and all of that, in half an hour, I will be even more depressed. In half an hour, I'll feel even worse. So maybe I can think of something else. So balancing that with something else and be like, well, yes, it didn't go very well. But on the other hand, this I did really well. This I did really well. And just trying to focus on what is there and not what is lacking. I think just turning down the volume of the inner critic a little bit and not believing everything this person is saying. I think this could be something very crucial on our path to happiness and personal fulfillment, just looking at what is there instead of what is lacking. I think that's a big one. You're very, very welcome. Very good. I'm very happy to be here. Have a great day. Ciao. Bye.